This season has been an up and down roller coaster for the number 4 ranked Chips, but with their season winding down, the pressure is on now more than ever. Hello everybody, I'm Devin Serra, getting you set for this weekend series between Central Michigan and their interconference MCHC foes, the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies, and this series preview brought to you by cmhicehockey.com. The Chips are coming off a tough ending against Trine University last Saturday, in which they allowed 3 unanswered goals in the final 7 minutes after the Chippewas controlled most of the first 50 minutes. Trine scored 2 goals within 4 minutes, which allowed them to get within 1 goal, but just with 4 minutes left in the game, it looked like Central Michigan would control after Wyatt Gottschalk and Benjamin Baumgartner both took penalties within the last 4 minutes, which allowed Central Michigan to go to the power play on a 5-on-3. But in an absolute backbreaker, it was Bryce Garber scoring shorthanded for Trine with just 30 seconds left in the game to force overtime. Central Michigan would hold their power play going into overtime, but they would not be able to score. They went 1 for 7 on the night, and they would get their first power play goal in 5 games since all the way back on December 9th against Adrian. They've allowed a power play goal now for the 4th straight game, and they allowed 2 against Trine last Saturday. I asked assistant coach Dalton Sutherland what he is doing to make adjustments on the special teams.
Yeah, I think it's obvious to everyone our special teams have not been up to par right now. That's going to win and lose you games, and I think that's some of the reason we've been losing some of these close games is our special teams. And we dissected it all, power play and penalty kill. We made some adjustments, and so far in practice it's looking better. So we just got to stick with it, and goals are going to come.
Keegan Moore will be returning for the Chippewas this weekend after an illness, and he will fill a much-needed gap on that penalty kill unit. This is now the 4th game this season in which Central Michigan has tied, and with the most previous one coming against Trine, that now puts them number 1 in the ACHA in games tied across all 3 men's divisions. Owen Campbell scored 3 goals and 4 points over the weekend series, and that's his most since University of Michigan Flint all the way back in November when he had a 4-point weekend as well. Looking on the other side of the ice, Oakland University comes into this series with 5 wins, 15 losses, 1 overtime loss, and 1 tie, and they sit 6th in the MCHC East standings. Oakland is currently on an 11-game losing streak. Their last win came against Michigan State all the way back on October 31st in a 5-3 win on the road. What has been a struggling season for the Golden Grizzlies, their biggest win this season came all the way back on October 1st against Saginaw Valley State, in which they won in an 8-4 rout at home. While Oakland University has only 5 wins on the season, they have played in a number of tightly contested games against the likes of Hope College, Grand Valley State, and University of Michigan. And 3 out of those 5 games, they have only lost by 2 goals or fewer, so Oakland University has been taking it to the top teams in the country, and I asked Captain Keelan Baker about what he's expecting from a team that has played in tightly contested games against these opponents, and what their approach is coming into this weekend.
I expect them to bring everything that they got. We obviously have been working all year to try to get to where we are. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but it just comes down to work and who wants the game more. That's what's going to decide the score at the end of the game.
Oakland University's last non-loss game came back on November 14th against Adrian in a 3-3 tie. 17 different players have scored for Oakland University this season, and their top goal scorer, Evan Chippa, only has 9 goals this season. They are led by their top forwards, Evan Chippa, Dominic Ruiz, and Jackson Heacock. Those 3 have accounted for almost a third of all of Oakland University's goals this season. It is also senior night for the Golden Grizzlies, in which they will be honoring 5 departed seniors from the team. This weekend series will start the toughest stretch of the season for the Chippewas, as they will play 6 games in 9 days to finish out the season against Oakland University, Lawrence Tech, and the University of Michigan. And as the Chippewas get ready for what's going to be an absolute gauntlet to finish out the season, I asked Andrew Porzanik what he is expecting from this team as far as the workload goes going into the final 6 games of the regular season.
We love playing games. 6 games in 9 days, we love doing that. Lots of rest, lots of water, lots of hydration.
Puck drop is set for 8:10 p.m. Eastern from the Detroit Skating Club located in Bloomfield, Michigan, and 4:30 p.m. on Saturday here from Martin Ice Arena to close out that weekend series. You can tune in live on CCHN for both games, and be sure to follow our social media on Twitter at CMU D3 HCRN for all scoring updates as well as puck drop. This has been Devin Serra with this edition of the series preview, brought to you by CMHIceHockey.com.